Now on Good Morning Northwest, a judge hears arguments today that could delay the Idaho student murders trial. Bryan Kohberger's defense team says an NBC Dateline episode compromised their case, and they want the August trial postponed.
And a gusty afternoon could mean another busy day for firefighters. What you need to know about the fire danger today.
And breaking right now, missiles fly toward Israel as President Trump threatens Iran, the escalating crisis that has the U.S. sending military support. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Wednesday, June 18th. Welcome to it. Let's start things off with meteorologist Matt Gray. A look at that first alert forecast. We are halfway through our week here, Matt.
Halfway through the week, and today is going to have a lot of similarities to yesterday, where we saw some gusty afternoon winds. We saw some activity as far as firefighters going out for brush fire calls and things, trying to get going fairly quickly. Well, guess what? More gusty winds today. In fact, a little windier today than yesterday. And fire weather warnings 2 to 8 p.m. for the Pomeroy area, Asotin into Adams County, across Grant County, Moses Lake, up to the Grand Coulee and the Grand Coulee Dam, and then over to Chelan and Wenatchee. In these areas, consistently gusty winds this afternoon up to 30 miles an hour. Combine that with another dry day and the lack of rain over the past few weeks, and you could have really good conditions for fires to spread quickly. So we all just need to be getting into fire season mode. We talked about this for a few days here now, but it's getting more and more urgent as the days go by and we continue to see this lack of rain. Here's how our winds continue to play out here for the afternoon. So consistently about 15 miles an hour sustained. We'll see those gusts 20 to 30 miles an hour across the region. Those areas under those fire weather warnings, that's where you'll see the more consistent winds up into the 30-mile-an-hour range. There are some big changes that will cool off any fire dangers and give us a chance of rain for the first time in a while. That's coming up in your full forecast.
All right, Matt, thanks. An update now to the University of Idaho student murders case. Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of killing Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin in November of 2022, is set to stand trial in August. Today, an Ada County judge will hear arguments on 2 issues before the trial is set to start. The first is the defense team's request for a delay in the trial. They're asking for this due to an NBC Dateline special that aired key information about the case. While Judge Stephen Hippler asked both the defense and prosecution to submit documentation about who had access to that information, the defense says an investigation into the matter should take place and the trial should be delayed while it's sorted out. The second issue concerns the defense wanting to be allowed to submit evidence that someone other than Kohberger committed the crime. Portions of today's hearing will be live streamed to the public, which you can watch on KXLY.com. You can also stream the hearing on the 4 News Now app. Spokane grapples with its homeless crisis this morning. The city council decided Monday night, after hours of debate, to postpone a vote on an ordinance meant to reinstate parts of Proposition 1 after it originally voted against it.
Proposition 1 was approved by an overwhelming majority when voters in Spokane banning camping within 1,000 feet of schools, daycare facilities, and parks. However, a state Supreme Court judge overturned the proposition, saying it's not a decision for Spokane voters to make, but rather for elected officials. For the last few weeks, the council has been discussing an alternative version that would give people up to 7 days before getting a citation if they're camping illegally. But many of those who spoke at Monday's meeting feel like it's a weaker version of the proposition they originally approved.
We're reverting to something that's actually harder to enforce and provides less protection and less public safety. That's not the Proposition 1 that the people want.
Supporters of this new ordinance argue that it shows more compassion to the homeless community and addresses clear issues in the original proposition. City Council will now vote on a new version with an amendment that gives up to 3 days instead of 7 before getting a citation for camping illegally. That vote will take place on June 30th.
We are following breaking news out of the Middle East. This is new video released overnight. It shows missiles being fired toward Israel. In response, President Trump is now threatening Iran, saying he won't tolerate any more attacks. And if they keep coming, the U.S. could get more involved. Here's a closer look. Those missiles heading toward Israel set off alarms all across Jerusalem and even sparked explosions in the sky. Officials in Iran say their missile supplies are running low, and Israel says they've already taken out 1/3 of them. So to help out, the U.S. is sending refueling tankers.
The Department of State has established the Middle East Task Force to help coordinate support for U.S. citizens, our U.S. diplomatic missions, and personnel and diplomatic engagement.
At this point, Israel has made it clear they don't want Iran building nuclear weapons. Before all of this, Trump wanted Iran to make a deal, but now he says he's not in the mood to negotiate anymore. And these are all clear signs that things could heat up pretty fast. We'll keep following this story to keep you updated. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. New details this morning from Sunday's deadly carjacking spree that left 2 men dead. Law enforcement identifying the suspect killed by police as 43-year-old Ryan Teitsort. And the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says the man Teitsort killed has been identified as Gary Hill. Now, we spoke with a witness who saw the shooting happen. He then chased Teitsort through Spokane County while staying on the phone with 911 dispatchers.
He just pop. Shot him twice in the chest about 20 feet away. And I thought to myself, I'd rather see the gunman caught and let everybody else worry about the injured and deceased.
Rob Dodd, who you just heard from there, eventually fell back once police caught up to the stolen vehicle. Police are still investigating the motive for these crimes.
The Washington Department of Health is expanding a program to give water filters to West Plains residents affected by PFAS. The filters can be installed in one sink for each home that applies for one. PFAS can cause liver damage and increase the risk of certain kinds of cancer. Residents won't be able to safely use their dishwashers or showers until they have a whole home filters installed.
And there's nothing more important for your health than to stop drinking PFAS water. So this does it for at least 100 more homes in the coming year that are in the hot spots of PFAS contamination.
Spokane County recently received $7.5 million in funding for whole home filters for West Plains residents. Your time is 6:07 on the dot.
Checking back in with meteorologist Matt Gray, starting our Wednesday morning off looking outside. No clouds.
No clouds. It's going to be a beautiful day. Those winds pick up, and that's why we're talking about fire danger today. And then we're talking about a whole lot of stuff around your weekend as we see a dramatic change that may end up chasing you indoors. A little bit more on that.
Our dry conditions sparked 2 fires across Spokane County yesterday, but there's more to at least one of the stories. What makes it suspicious next?
And the Fed faces a tough choice today. Hold rates steady or make a move. After the break, why oil prices and trade tensions are complicating this decision.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now weather is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Rain or shine, day or night, good weather always reigns at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. No matter the weather, winning is better. Your 7-day forecast calls for fun at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene Casino, where winning is just the beginning.
Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and cool. Your comfort is Andy's priority. Stay cool this summer with a new air conditioning system from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andy's offers a wide range of top quality air conditioning systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andy's team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can stay comfortable with Andy's hassle-free installation service. Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
There's only a short time left to get your backyard and deck ready for the 4th of July at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop for wood.
Whether you're looking for PVC, composite, or wood, the Windsor Plywood Decking Pros can help you find what you need, including great railing options. It's the one-stop shop all the contractors use to build the best decks in the region.
Windsor Plywood.
Plus, local delivery is available.
Do you have a favorite high school athlete that deserves special recognition? Go to KXLY.com. Vote for your favorite female and male athlete. Each winner will receive Papa Murphy's Pizza for a whole month. 4 News Now, Player of the Month, brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life pushes you to be better, to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Your time is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. House Democrats have issued a report that puts a $1.3 billion price tag on President Trump's federal pardons.
That references payments to victims and the government that defendants would have to pay if convicted. Some of that money may have already been collected. It's typically not refunded if a pardon comes after it's been paid. The report also puts a spotlight on pardons related to January 6th. It claims those have wiped out at least $3 million in restitution for beating police officers and ransacking the Capitol.
The Federal Reserve Board meets today to determine interest rates, which determines things like the cost of auto loans, mortgages, and more. Many analysts expect the board to hold rates steady. Though data shows the economy is doing well and inflation is contained, other factors like the rising price of oil due to the conflict between Iran and Israel and the pause on reciprocal tariffs until July 9th could cause the Fed to continue its wait-and-see approach to interest rates.
Takeaways today in your weather. Windy this afternoon. Fire danger remains elevated in these dry conditions, but things are going to change this weekend. Chilly, rainy conditions will have one place you probably shouldn't go this weekend coming up.
2 fires sparked yesterday amid warm and dry conditions all around Spokane County. The first started as a brush fire near the intersection of Cheney-Spokane Road and South Marshall Road. Spokane County Fire District 3 says it's considered suspicious because the fire had several points of origin. The fire was fully contained by around 1:30 in the afternoon. The Department of Natural Resources is investigating the cause here. The second brush fire was in Colbert near the intersection of West Pinto Road and North Cedar Road. According to Spokane County Fire District 4, that fire only burned about an acre. DNR is currently investigating the cause of that fire as well. Good Morning Northwest time right now, 6:12.
The Moses Lake Community Resource is fighting for its future. The city library faces potential closure, and residents are taking action. Just ahead, how you can help save this vital service.
First, a break and a live look at your Wednesday morning. Wow, look at that gorgeous view of Liberty Lake there. Does this want to make you grab your rod and reel and work on your casting skills? We'll tell you why today is the perfect day for it. It's coming up.
Bring the whole family out to the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo. June 28th, high-flying acrobatics, including former pilots from both military and civilian backgrounds, will leave you breathless with their aerial stunts. Stroll through aviation exhibits and see military and vintage aircraft on display. Local vendors will be on site offering family fun and food. Take advantage of discounted advance tickets and avoid the long lines at the gate. The Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo, brought to you locally by Coeur d'Alene Aviation and Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
4 News Now and STCU are proud to continue highlighting volunteers who go above and beyond with their efforts. STCU Volunteers Count is a project that awards groups and individuals who take volunteering to the next level, donating personal time and financial support to local nonprofits. The winning volunteers will be awarded a grant courtesy of STCU to help further their efforts, and then we'll tell their story. If you know of a local volunteer who deserves recognition, nominate them at KXLY.com.
Summer means the great outdoors, but it's also wildfire season. How are you going to cope with smoke from wildfires? 1. When it's smoky, check current air quality. 2. Limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters as often as needed and use the best filter for your system. Set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. If necessary, find a cleaner air shelter near you. For the latest information about wildfires and smoke, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
The Oak Ridge Boys American-made farewell tour. Celebrating 50-plus years of touring. The legendary Oak Ridge Boys. July 28th, First Interstate Center for the Arts.
Thank God for kids, there's magic.
Get tickets now at ticketswest.com. The Oak Ridge Boys American-made farewell tour.
Mamma Mia, the original record-breaking Broadway production returns. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the most exhilarating smash hit musical ever. Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts June 17th through 22nd. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
A lifeline, not a liability. That is what some in Moses Lake are calling the city's library.
And it's why a petition has now been started to save this community resource from a potential closure. Our Madeline Mullins went to Moses Lake and shares a story you're seeing first here on Good Morning Northwest.
A partnership between the city of Moses Lake and the library district may be ending in January, which is why a petition has been started to keep this vital resource from closing its doors.
You know, Moses Lake being almost 30,000 people and 45,000 in the surrounding area, just thinking of them not having access to that is troubling, like it's so sad.
The partnership works like this. The city provides the building and the maintenance, and the North Central Washington Library District provides everything else through Moses Lake taxpayer dollars.
The staff, the collections, the programs, and all of those expenses.
It also pays the city of Moses Lake about $45,000 a year to use the building. The city says this number may no longer cover the cost of the building and the updates that are needed, which is why it's taking another look at the contract.
It's an old building. It's 60 years old. It's given a lot to this community, and we'd love to see it for another 60.
But members from the library district tell me it may be a little premature to worry about the library not being around next year.
But this is just a process that kind of sometimes takes time to sort out.
The city says it has recommended a building and lease rate assessment so it can reevaluate the district's yearly payment.
I think it's what people want out of their elected officials is to evaluate the terms of a contract and an agreement to make certain that it's the best agreement for taxpayers.
The library district tells me so far there has been no conversation about ending this partnership and closing down the library. But that telling your elected officials about city services you love, like the library, is a great way to show them what is important to you and the community. In Moses Lake, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Well, we are taking a live look this morning at Liberty Lake. You can see some people out there starting their fishing off early today. And of course, it's a beautiful day for a fishing trip because today is National Go Fishing Day.
If you plan to celebrate, there are lots of lakes and rivers in the inland Northwest you can visit. If you didn't know, Lake Roosevelt has walleye and rainbow trout. Moses Lake is known for its bass fishing, and the Spokane River has lots of trout and whitefish to catch. And if fishing maybe isn't your thing, you can still, of course, go to any lake and river to relax and reconnect with Mother Nature.
It looks like Liberty Lake is a good option today.
Wow,
We've just been seeing some gorgeous views of it all morning. Shout out to our photographer, Logan. Get to spend a morning by the lake. Lucky him.
I hope you're catching some stuff out there, fella.
Yeah.
Good luck. All right. If you are casting your lines, it might be a little breezy at times.
Yeah, a little breezy this afternoon, and boy, there's some big changes coming up this weekend, especially as you maybe have some outdoor plans, right? Okay. Well, let's talk about...
Or maybe not.
Let's talk about a lake, right? Let's talk about Lone Lake in Shoshone County, Idaho. Thanks to our friends, Chick with the Spokane Mountaineers. So this was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Probably some good cutthroat trout in that lake, tell you what. So that was 3 weeks ago. Let's fast forward to the same spot this past weekend, if my clicker will work.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow, what a difference.
Yeah, what a difference. That just goes to show you that warm weather really has taken a huge bite out of the snowpack. Things are pretty much done up in the mountains when it comes to snow and water supply for this year. We've only got 18% of the average left for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene in the Spokane River Basin across the central part of Washington State. All but done. We're in the single-digit percentiles here, and so likely that snowpack in most areas is going to be almost finished by the time we get cooler weather coming in for this weekend. So why am I talking about this? Well, we are going to see some kind of last gasp of wintry conditions for the season with this system that's coming in for the weekend. This is from our friends at the National Weather Service, especially the Cascades. You get above 5,000 feet this weekend, and you may run into a little bit of snow. So if you had some outdoor plans here for this first official weekend of summer, it may be worth revising them and staying out of the high country because things are just going to be miserable in the mountains over the weekend. Here's how dramatic the changes become. So we're talking about some fire weather today. Everybody just needs to make sure that if you see some smoke, you're calling it in this afternoon. With these gusty winds, temperatures still close to 80 degrees. Look at Saturday, 63 down in the valleys. You can only imagine how chilly it's going to be up in the high country in the mountains. We'll see a good chance of rain, 70% chance, and likely going to pick up at least a decent amount of wet weather, especially in our northern counties where we'll likely see at least a quarter of an inch from Omak into the Sandpoint area and could see as much as 1 inch of rain around some parts of the North Idaho Panhandle. That would be incredible if we can get that across the finish line. So ironic that it is the first official day of summer. The solstice comes at about 7 o'clock Friday night. Yeah, not the best outdoor weekend.
No.
There will be many good outdoor weekends to come.
It's just laying the foundation for a successful summer, getting a little bit of rain that we need.
Yeah, and we desperately need it, and that'll keep holding things back in the fire front.
I'm going to be so complaining when I come in on, I have a golf tournament at Meadowood on Saturday morning, so that ought to be super fun.
Bring your rain gear.
Yeah, bring a sweater.
Good morning, Northwest time right now, 6:21.
The Mariners snagged a win last night against the Boston Red Sox, and it's pretty much all thanks to one guy.
Plus, the Florida Panthers will get their names etched into the Lord Stanley's Cup for the second year in a row. We'll tell you who was honored with the playoffs MVP. That's coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
When it comes to getting what's fair for your auto accident, the scales of justice can be a bit unbalanced.
So how do you get what's fair?
Call Russell & Hill.
We've handled thousands of injury cases and have the resources to make the insurance company pay up.
Call Russell & Hill.
If you're looking for the best selection of sporty, fun used vehicles in Spokane,
then you need to come on out to Cal, because we shop the entire West Coast every week to give you the best vehicles at the best prices.
Stop by either of our 2 locations.
Hi friends, Chanel here with my friend Sammy. We're hosting a summer solstice celebration at Mistaqua Casino Hotel on Friday, June 20th from 3 to 9 p.m. and you're invited.
She sets me free.
That's right, and I'm bringing the whole band. We'll play from 6 to 9 p.m. for you. There's lots of fun, food, prizes, all at Mistaqua Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors. 24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
At Parker Toyota, our commitment to you begins the moment you drive off the lot in your new vehicle.
We have more Toyota Master Diagnostic technicians than anyone in the Northwest.
That means our technicians are the most experienced at identifying and fixing any mechanical issues, ensuring that your Toyota receives the care it deserves.
Open 7 days a week. Call or go online to schedule your appointment at parkertoyota.com.
AARP Spokane and BECU invite you to take steps towards a sharper mind and a stronger community. Join them for a free monthly Saturday morning walk series at Franklin Park, designed for older adults, where every step supports your health. Led by local AARP volunteers, the walks will be a fun and welcoming way to stay active, socially connected, and informed. Whether you're a casual stroller or a brisk walker, all activity levels are welcome and no one gets left behind. The first walk is June 28th from 9 to 11. Visit this website for details.
When it comes to getting what's fair for your auto accident, the scales of justice can be a bit unbalanced.
So how do you get what's fair?
Call Russell and Hill.
We've handled thousands of injury cases and have the resources to make the insurance company pay up.
Call Russell and Hill.
Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Sydney Berger. Not only did the Mariners secure a big win last night, but the Big Dumper had one of the biggest games of his season.
Going after the first pitch, a high rising fly ball at the wall, grand slam!
Cal Raleigh's 27th home run this season couldn't have been a bigger one. That ball went the distance for the grand slam against the Boston Red Sox in Game 2 of this series. Raleigh not only leads the league in home runs this season, that one was his 120th career homer, allowing him to hold a 10th place all-time spot for the most home runs in franchise history.
What can you say about Cal? It's been unbelievable, and he's been unbelievable. 6 RBIs tonight, just seeing the ball really well.
Raleigh was responsible for 6 RBIs of Seattle's 8 runs last night, and the Mariners earn a shutout win over the Red Sox. The series winner will be crowned this afternoon with first pitch at 1:10. The newest Stanley Cup title winners are not so new at hoisting the cup. The Florida Panthers just won their 2nd Stanley Cup final in a row, beating the Edmonton Oilers for the 2nd straight time. The Panthers went into Game 6 with a 3-2 lead on the series, bringing things on their home ice to beat Edmonton in convincing 5-1 fashion. Florida forward Sam Reinhart had a hat trick last night, and forward Sam Bennett won Stanley Cup playoff MVP. That'll wrap us up for Morning Sports.
Happy for Panthers fans. Kind of.
kind of. It's now 6:26.
The 2 Venezuelan asylum seekers who sparked protests in Spokane last week are now at an ICE facility in Tacoma. After the break, we have an update on their conditions and the fight to get them released.
Plus, an update on the search for Travis Decker. The Chelan County Sheriff releasing new sketches of the accused killer and warns against believing social media rumors. What he's debunking next. And as we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Karen Reed supporters descending on that Massachusetts courthouse, anxious for a verdict.
Karen, what about from you? Any reactions to what happened today?
But the jury signaling to Judge Beverly Cannoni Tuesday that they are confused about the jury form.
If we find not guilty on 2 charges but can't agree on 1 charge, is it a hung jury on all 3 charges or just 1 charge? To me, it's a theoretical question.
This is the same charge that had jurors deadlocked during the first trial, leading to a mistrial. Ronald Estanislao was a member of the jury during that trial, speaking out to GMA.
It feels like exactly where we were at during deliberations about a year ago.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll learn what's next for the jury and their deliberation process. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better. So this is better. That too. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Dupixent's not for sudden breathing problems. It helps prevent asthma attacks. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma. Also approved as an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
A child choking. It happens fast, and every second counts. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. As a mom, I wanted to know, could anti-choking devices actually waste time? What I learned could save a child's life. Tonight, only on 4 News Now at 6.
Mark Peterson with 4 News Now Extreme Team. We're bringing a bit of color to senior citizens in 4 assisted living homes with Gardening for Grands. Thanks to East Valley Middle School for volunteering, and thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
You are cordially invited to Kerner Furniture's annual warehouse event.
What can you expect?
An amazing selection
With unbeatable customer service.
and the lowest Lazy Boy prices around.
Stop in now during Kerner Furniture's annual warehouse event and shop living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture all at warehouse event pricing.
You don't have to RSVP for this event. Just come on down to Kerner Furniture's annual warehouse event. Nice store, low prices.
The great outdoors is calling, and it's time to get out. Get there safely with Perfection and Toyo tires. Proudly made in the USA with long tread life and durability for unbeatable performance on the road or when there is no road at all. Backed with Perfection tires' great warranties, easy credit, and low pricing. Perfection Tire and Toyo tires are here for however you adventure. Nobody beats perfection.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We are kicking off this half hour with the 4 News Now story tracker, following the stories people are reading about this morning.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was rushed to a D.C. hospital yesterday due to an allergic reaction. Her spokesperson said Noem was taken to the hospital as a precaution. The 53-year-old previously served as governor of South Dakota before President Trump tapped her to head the Department of Homeland Security.
Tyler Perry is being sued by an actor for sexual harassment and assault. People magazine reports Derek Dixon accused Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, sexually expletive dynamic while he was starring on Perry's shows The Oval and Ruthless. Dixon says Perry promised his career advancement and opportunities, but subjected him to harassment, assault, and battery. Dixon said he suffered from depression and anxiety and post-traumatic stress following the alleged incidents. An attorney for Perry called the claims fabricated.
There is a new push to release disgraced R&B singer R. Kelly from prison amid allegations people tried to poison him in prison. His lawyers claim a combination of anxiety and sleeping pills caused the 58-year-old to collapse in his cell before being rushed to the hospital. Kelly serving 30 years for racketeering and sex trafficking, and his decades of sexual abuse on multiple women featured in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly. Kelly's attorney has requested a pardon from President Trump.
Good morning, Northwest. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. Today is Wednesday, June 18th. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Gray and your first alert forecast. Getting this day started.
Getting the day started. And boy, what a beautiful start here this morning. Clear blue skies, temperatures mid-50s, similar to what we've seen the last couple of mornings here. And you can see in the trees here outside a light breeze that eventually will become a little bit more than that later today. Our highs in the upper 70s, low 80s, so very similar to what we saw yesterday as well, with some mid-80s in the Columbia Basin. Expected to hit 90 in the LC Valley. And we're going to see those winds pick up, as we mentioned before, sustained about 15 miles an hour through the afternoon. Gusts will get into the 20 to 30 range. With how dry it has been lately, this is going to raise our fire danger, leaving a little bit more than what we saw yesterday, where there were multiple fire calls across the inland Northwest, and particularly in the Spokane area. Fire weather warnings today, 2 to 8 p.m. Really have to be careful in these areas in this highlighted pink color. Pomeroy down to the Asotin area, around Othello, Moses Lake, up into the Grand Coulee and the Banks Lake area, and then across the plateau to Chelan and Wenatchee. So another day of caution for wildfires, but a big change will cool all of that down, quite literally, this weekend. More of that coming up.
Matt, thanks. 2 Venezuelan asylum seekers detained in Spokane last week are at an ICE facility in Tacoma this morning.
Their arrest prompted a protest when former city council member Ben Stuckert tried to block the bus that was taking them there. And this morning, we're getting an update on their conditions. Now, these 2 men here are at the center of last week's protest. Cesar Alexander Alvarez Perez and Josuar Slater Rodriguez Torres, who goes by Randy. Shelley Quinn, a former Republican Spokane County commissioner, says these 2 men fled Venezuela and entered the U.S. legally. Both men were detained by ICE in Spokane last week, then shackled and transported to the Tacoma facility. O'Quinn visited them Friday and described what they're experiencing in Tacoma.
He cried the whole time, and he talked about how he'd worked his whole life to not be in a situation like this, that he made the right decisions. And it was Friday evening, and he hadn't been allowed to shower yet. The conditions that they're living in are inhumane.
O'Quinn and Stuckert are working to get both men released on bond. They've committed to ensuring that the two men make their court appearances.
We are following breaking news. A 16-year-old girl is missing, and the Spokane Tribal Police are asking for your help. This is Melanie. Tribal Police say she ran away from home on June 14th. She's 5'1", weighs about 118 pounds, with brown eyes and brown shoulder-length hair. Police believe she may be in Spokane. She is known to spend time in the area. Now, her family and police are really hoping someone out there knows something. So if you've seen Melanie, call Spokane Tribal Police. We have that number listed on our website at KXLY.com. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Every single day Travis is out there, he's going to have to aim for perfection. He's not going to be able to make a mistake, because all we need is one mistake and one day to go in our favor, and he's going to be in our custody.
That is Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison in a recent press conference on the search for Travis Decker, the Wenatchee man accused of murdering his 3 daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office released these sketches of Decker showing how he may try to change his appearance as the search to find him continues. It also addresses a TikTok video circulating claiming Decker's been found. Decker is still missing, and police urge anyone who has information or believes they see him to contact the U.S. Marshal Service.
In News for Your Health this morning, a new study shows a possible connection between microplastics and risk for diseases like type 2 diabetes and stroke. The large-scale study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association looked at microplastic measurements taken between 2015 and 2020. It focused on U.S. counties within a 200-mile radius of the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Gulf. It showed those who lived in areas with deeper concentrations of microplastics had an 18% higher risk of type 2 diabetes, 9% higher risk of stroke, and a 7% higher risk of coronary artery disease. The lead author here says while the study measured microplastic levels in ocean water, microplastics are everywhere. They're in drinking water, the air, and even our food supply, especially when it comes to seafood.
If you're driving near Stevens Elementary School, this is what you'll see. Construction crews building a new sidewalk, or rather a crosswalk. The new enhanced crosswalk will come with flashing lights to alert drivers that someone is crossing the street. It's part of a $1 million project that's meant to make the roads around Stevens Elementary safer. You know, sometimes it takes the cowboy way to resolve a sticky situation.
Take a look at this body cam footage from Pierce County. It shows a deputy using a lasso to get a stubborn, chainsaw-wielding man out of a pond. Deputies say they were called to a property on Saturday because the man was apparently threatening his parents with that chainsaw, and neighbors say he chased his father with it. When deputies tried to catch him, the man then jumped into the pond and wouldn't budge. After nearly an hour of trying to convince him to come out of the pond, one deputy turned to his trusty lasso, looping and dragging him to shore. He was then transported to the hospital for mental health services.
Check this out. A Guinness World Record was set this weekend in the Seattle waterfront for the largest ever soccer lesson.
Wow.
More than 1,000 people learned some simple soccer drills in the 30-minute class. It's the start of a year of footy fever leading up to the 6 matches Seattle will host for the FIFA World Cup. And don't forget, Spokane is an official fan zone for the World Cup, which means you can go to several watch parties throughout next summer for matches. The World Cup begins in June next year.
That's so fun.
It's going to be great.
Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:38.
All right, meteorologist Matt Gray checking out how dry we've been.
The orange is bad. I don't know if anybody
Lots
can.
of orange.
You may not be able to see the numbers here, but the orange is bad. We have had very little rain last month and into this month. Most of us have had 0 in the rain gauge so far. That is going to change this weekend. We're tracking wet weather coming up.
And so to come here on Good Morning Northwest, President Trump extends TikTok's lifeline again, but this time he's talking about deals with China. The latest on who wants to buy the popular app. It's coming up next.
Dreaming of the perfect place to live? The new World's Most Livable Cities list is out, and there's a new #1 that might surprise you. That's after the break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
If you want to shine this summer and say goodbye to that winter weight, then this is the perfect time to join Move Fitness for almost $1 a day to get your body sculpted for the swimsuit season.
Summer has arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody has a better selection of decking than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood. Whatever you need, Windsor has it, including great railing options.
Windsor Plywood.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, get $4,250 total customer cash, plus $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Elevate your summer at Silver Mountain Resort. Play 2 days in Idaho's largest indoor water park and enjoy one night in a beautiful condo for just $57 a person. Ride America's longest gondola for breathtaking scenic views or cruise the Northwest's #1 bike park. Create new family memories around the fire, an outdoor movie, or an evening stroll through the village. Just 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene on I-90. Elevate your summer at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
It started with a drive down 8th Avenue.
Wow, what is this place?
A permanent year-round market rooted in sustainability, equity, and community. BECU stepped in with trust-based philanthropy and a commitment to the community.
Our partnership with Scale House is helping our members, it's helping our community grow, thrive, get access to food.
From arts to agriculture, Scale House Market is a place where people grow together.
Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls has been North Idaho's premier flooring shop for over 30 years. From remodels to new construction, they've got your home or business covered from wall to wall. Their expert design team will work with you to find the perfect floor for your lifestyle and budget. They've got the lowest prices. From carpet and area rugs to hardwood, LVP and laminate, if you can dream it, they can floor it. Dream it, design it, live it at Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:41. TikTok fans don't have to say goodbye to the social media app just yet, as President Donald Trump signs an executive order this week that will keep the app up and running for another 90 days.
A TikTok sale or ban law was put into place by former President Joe Biden on January 19th, requiring TikTok to be banned unless it's sold from its China-based parent company. But shortly after President Trump took office, he signed an order delaying the ban by 75 days. Trump told reporters that he believes a deal with China can be made, and it would involve investing in a company that would control TikTok's U.S. operations. Other parties have shown interest in acquiring the app, including Amazon, Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary, and YouTube star Jimmy Donaldson, also known as Mr. Beast. This latest extension is the third Trump will have signed to keep the app alive.
Takeaways today in your weather, another day where we'll see the windy conditions pick up this afternoon. It will continue to have to be fire weather aware. Now, things are changing big time for this weekend. We'll talk about chilly and rainy weather coming up.
The 2025 World's Most Livable Cities list has now been released, and it features an upset. Danish capital Copenhagen is taking the top spot, dethroning Vienna. The Austrian capital had been on the top for the past 3 years. The Economist Intelligence Unit ranked 173 cities all around the world on a number of factors, including healthcare, education, stability, infrastructure, and environment. Now, the highest ranked U.S. city on that list is Honolulu, Hawaii, coming in at number 23. Interesting.
Spokane?
I'd like to live in Hawaii.
Yeah, wouldn't be terrible, would it? It is now 6:43.
All Washington boat registrations expire on June 30th, and after the break, we're letting you know the simple steps to renew it online or in person before that deadline.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where new Sierra 2500s come with $5,500 off MSRP or 3.95% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Watch your mailbox. Banner Furnace and Fuel's anniversary sale is on now with thousands of dollars of home comfort savings, big furnace and air conditioning rebates, home comfort system service specials, even Guardian maintenance plan incentives that save you money and provide peace of mind. If you didn't get the new Banner Furnace and Fuel anniversary savings mailer, call today and we'll send one right out. Banner Furnace and Fuel, keeping families comfortable for over 100 years.
I'm 4 News Now Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. Every little bit helps when it comes to protecting our river and aquifer. Learn to be water wise.
This week's WaterWise Wednesday tip is less lawn. Think about switching over to drought-tolerant plants or native perennials. They can really reduce your water bill and beautify your property. Go to SpokaneScape.org for more information.
It's easy to be water wise.
In a world where life moves too fast, one place brings us back to what truly matters. Memories aren't made in traffic jams or office meetings. They're made out here, where the road leads to adventure and every mile is a story waiting to be told. At R&R RV, we don't just sell RVs. We fuel your journey with expert service and a passion for adventure, because the best moments in life don't fit inside four walls.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where you'll find new Sierra 1500s with savings up to $14,500 off MSRP. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
Welcome back. Your time is 6:46. In Kootenai County, deputies have a new first aid tool designed to save someone from choking.
But the sheriff's office says the tools aren't being used yet because they're on a waiting list for approval from their medical director and legal team. We wanted to know more about these tools, marketed mostly to parents as life-saving anti-choking devices. We found out they might distract parents from what's really important in an emergency.
The risk is if something sticks with that valve, you can actually push the object further into the airway and make it more difficult to remove.
We're talking through the hidden choking hazards that are seen in the emergency room, your best line of defense if your child does choke, and the only time you might need to use one of these devices. In Kirsten O'Connor's special report that's tonight on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. Some important stuff in there.
Here is your live look this morning. A nice day to get out on the boat.
Beautiful.
But there is an important notice to all of you boat owners. All boat and watercraft registrations in Washington expire on June 30th. You can renew your registration online or in person at a vehicle licensing office. But if you choose to renew in person, you will need the registration number on the bow of your boat. So be sure to bring that number with you when you renew. You can find the full list of offices available on KXLY.com.
Might be a good weekend to go do those boat errands.
Just not actually in the boat.
No.
Yeah, probably not so much.
All the errands on shore.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we were just talking in the break. Ironman Coeur d'Alene is on Sunday.
Huge.
Yeah, weather conditions. It's not going to be hot. I'll tell you that right now.
That's a win.
Setup for it probably isn't going to be very fun if they're doing that Saturday.
The setup is not going to be good. That's for sure. All right, let's take a look at those big changes that we've been talking about all week, because things remain on track, and in fact, even looking more optimistic when it comes to the potential for rain this weekend, rain that we desperately need. You can see this big area, swirling water vapor right off the coast. This is our storm, and this is what's going to eventually work its way inland here as we head into Friday and Saturday and bring us that chance for rain and the much cooler temperatures. So you'll notice the cooler weather starting a little bit on Friday, but especially on Saturday when this thing is right over top of us. And as we head into Saturday afternoon, that moisture wrapping around this system here moves into the inland northwest. Before that, I think a lot of our neighbors to the west, to the north, to the east are going to get all the wet weather for Friday in particular. But Saturday, I think, is going to be our day where we have that opportunity to really pick up that rain, and then we'll see some lingering wet weather on Sunday and continued cloudy conditions and cool and breezy and just generally unlike any weekend we have had in a long time around here. So it is likely going to be sweater weather, and you'll likely need a raincoat in some areas as well, particularly on Saturday. This would be great if this does come to pass, which is getting the potential here for perhaps 3/4 to over an inch of rain in the Panhandle and in northeastern Washington, right along the U.S.-Canada border and along the Montana state line, the mountains here, and up to 1/4 of an inch for Spokane, with areas as you head towards Coeur d'Alene, perhaps seeing significantly more, and even some wetting rain in the central part of the state. That would be awesome as well. So right now, things looking really optimistic, staying on track here. It's always a little tricky when it comes to rain projections this far out, but feeling really good about how that is going to go, because it stinks that it's on the weekend, but we do need some rain. Windy conditions today from time to time, temperatures in the upper 70s. That is going to continue to keep our fire danger elevated throughout the day today. Your morning sprint is coming up right after this, along with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
At Perfection Tire, we believe in more than just great tires.
We offer free services with every tire purchase, extending the quality and life of your vehicle.
Trust Perfection Tire for our lowest prices and easy credit. Nobody beats perfection.
You would never go years without changing your oil. Did you know not maintaining your water heater can cause serious issues? Sediment can reduce efficiency, causing higher energy bills, leaks, and water heater failure. Sediment also causes bacteria that impacts water quality. And annual flush is the best defense against costly damage to your home, health, and wallet. Right now, Gold Seal Plumbing is offering an $89 water heater flush to keep your home and family safe and worry-free. So call Gold Seal Plumbing today. We're on our way.
Welcome to Wonders of the World. Come feel the magic inside. Fascinating and powerful crystals from the dawn of time. Incredible natural wonders and prehistoric artifacts. And talk about magic, you should come to Fantasyland. Thousands of pieces of fabulous jewelry and literally millions of beads. Remarkable, astonishing, and whimsical. Come visit Wonders of the World. There's magic inside, and you can take some home.
At Cal Cars, you never know what you'll find, like all-wheel drives, tricked-out high-performance trucks, sporty low-mileage SUVs, and reliable, fun rides.
We always have cool rides at SoFast.
Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Toyota, Mercedes, BMW.
If you need a certain style of vehicle, we will find it for you. Plus, every rig comes with a 1-month, 1,000-mile warranty.
And $50 down is all you need.
The inventory changes quickly because we price them right.
Playing baseball at Gonzaga University was a dream come true for me. I went from playing an organized sport to life, which is very much unorganized.
Guess we're the adults now, but BECU is always there to help us out.
Things to think about are paying bills, affording a house, planning for college, taking care of dogs.
We have so much to plan for. Having BECU as a partner just gives us total peace of mind.
Regular visits to your local Perfection Tire can ensure your car's safety and dependability.
With factory recommended maintenance, you increase your fuel efficiency as well as maintain your vehicle's value.
Nobody beats perfection.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Your time is 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Wednesday with the morning sprint.
We'll stay nice and sunny for most of the day here, but you'll notice those winds picking up this afternoon. Meteorologist Matt Gray has a look at your forecast.
Hannah Joy's in studio following breaking news on a missing teenager.
But first, an update in the University of Idaho student murders case. Brian Koberger, the man accused of killing Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogen, and Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin in November of 2022, is set to stand trial in August. But today, an Ada County judge will hear arguments on two issues before the trial starts. The first issue is the defense's team's request for a delay in the trial. They're asking this due to the NBC Dateline special that aired key information about the case. The second issue concerns the defense wanting to be allowed to submit evidence that someone other than Koberger committed the crime. Portions of today's hearing will be live streamed to the public, which you can watch on KXLY.com. You can also stream the hearing on the 4 News Now app.
Winds are going to pick up today, gusting to about 30 miles an hour across eastern Washington. And so we do have fire weather warnings for the Moses Lake area and the Pomeroy area. Everybody needs to be wildfire aware as these winds continue to stay picked up all the way through the afternoon, no matter where you are across the region. We will get some relief from these warmer temperatures and very dry conditions coming up this weekend.
And 2 fires sparked yesterday amid warm, dry conditions around Spokane County. The first started as a brush fire near the intersection of Cheney-Spokane Road and South Marshall Road. Spokane County Fire District 3 says it's considered suspicious because the fire had several points of origin. It was fully contained by around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. The Department of Natural Resources is investigating the cause of the fire.
The second was a brush fire in Colbert near the intersection of West Pinto Road and North Cedar Road. According to the Spokane County Fire District 4, the fire only burned about an acre there. The DNR is currently investigating the cause of this fire.
The Washington Department of Health is expanding a program to give water filters to West Plains residents affected by PFAS. The filters can be installed in one sink for each home that applies for one. PFAS can cause liver damage and increase the risk of certain kinds of cancer. Residents will not be able to safely use their dishwashers or showers until they have a whole home filter installed. Spokane County recently received $7.5 million in funding for whole home filters for West Plains residents.
Well, today is National Go Fishing Day, and if you plan to celebrate, there are plenty of lakes here in the inland Northwest for you to visit. Lake Roosevelt has walleye and rainbow trout. Moses Lake is known for bass fishing, and the Spokane River has plenty of trout and whitefish to catch. And if fishing isn't your thing, that's okay. You can still head out to the lake and relax and connect with nature.
An important notice to all boat owners: all boat and watercraft registrations in Washington expire June 30th. You can renew those registrations online or in person at a vehicle licensing office. If you choose to renew in person, you will need the registration number on the bow of your boat, so be sure to bring it with you when you renew. You can find the full list of offices available on KXLY.com.
2 Venezuelan asylum seekers detained in Spokane are now at an ICE facility in Tacoma. Their arrest sparked a protest, including former City Council member Ben Stuckert, who tried to block the bus that was taking them there. We're now hearing from a former Spokane County Commissioner, Shelley O'Quinn, who says the men entered the U.S. legally, and she's working to get them released on bond. For the full story about their conditions,
we are following breaking news. A 16-year-old girl is missing, and the Spokane Tribal Police are asking for your help. This is Melanie. Police say she ran away from home on June 14th. She's 5'1", weighs about 118 pounds, with brown eyes, brown shoulder-length hair. Police believe she may be in Spokane, and she is known to spend time in the area. Now, her family and police are really hoping someone out there knows something. So if you've seen Melanie, call Spokane Tribal Police. We have that number listed on our website, KXLY.com.
The search is still on for the Wenatchee man accused of murdering his 3 daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. The sheriff's office released these sketches showing how Decker may try to change his appearance, and despite rumors online, Decker is still missing. Police urge anyone who has information or believes they see him contact the U.S. Marshals Service. For updates on this investigation, Good Morning America's got it.
In Kootenai County, deputies have a new tool, first aid tool rather, designed to save someone from choking. But the sheriff's office says the tools aren't being used yet because they're waiting on approval from different people. The device is marketed to parents as life-saving, but some experts warn it could distract from what really matters in this emergency. We dig into the real choking dangers and when these tools should be used in Kirsten O'Connor's special report that's tonight on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
And here is a live look at beautiful Liberty Lake this morning. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Hey, we'll check in with Matt and your forecast right after.
4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
If you want to shine this summer and say goodbye to that winter weight, then this is the perfect time to join Move Fitness for almost $1 a day to get your body sculpted for the swimsuit season.
Why is a touchless wash best? Touchless doesn't smack and beat your vehicle with rags and raw brushes with the risk of scratches. Instead, we have multiple nozzles that deliver powerful 800 PSI water jets, covering everything from the sides, the roof, and even the undercarriage. Our mixtures remove dirt, grime, and those nasty, nasty street chemicals.
Car Wash Plaza, it's the best in the Northwest.
Oh, what a beautiful view here of Liberty Lake as we start our Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, which means we're halfway to some dramatically cooler weather as we get ready for the first official day of summer. That's Saturday, and our highs will only be in the 60s. There could be even some snow up on the mountain peaks. We'll be looking at some rain that we desperately need down in the valleys and lowlands over the weekend. As for today, gusty winds, fire danger still remaining elevated here for 7 and temperatures close to 80 degrees. We'll see temperatures cooling through the Juneteenth holiday and into Friday.
Well, thanks for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Northwest.
Yeah, we will see you throughout Good Morning America, which starts right now.